Okay. So, magandang hapon po. Welcome everybody. Please welcome everybody. Thanks so much for joining me here on Bounce Back Live. It's 3 p.m. Thank you so much for joining me. Ako po si RJ Ledesma. I am one of the volunteer administrators here on Bounce Back Philippines, and I'm also your moderator for today's session. So maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga sumasabaybay po sa Bounce Back Philippines here in Metro Manila and across the whole country. Maraming salamat pa for joining us. And again, we'd like to thank all those who are coming in live right now. Nako, ang dami na natin kasama. James is here. James Ruhmor, ang dami pong bumabati ngayon live dito sa aming bounce back session. And you know, dito pa sa bounce back, yung ginagawa pa namin dito, tumutulong kami sa mga nangangailangan ng tulong, especially right now, we are a business support group. So what we're seeing right now is many people, as a result of this crisis, marami pong nawalan ng trabaho o kailangan mag-extra income ngayon, especially yung mga tinatawag natin mga gig performers, yung mga tao na mahilig, they are musicians, they are comedians, or different skills, or magaling magsalita. There are many people who've got many skills. At sayang naman po, maybe there is a way to monetize your skills during this crisis, and not only during this time, even after this crisis, baka kaya namin kayo gawin ng, we can help monetize yung mga skill sets ninyo so you can actually make your skills or make your passions, make your hobbies, make your interests into money. We can help you generate income from all of that one. So today, we're going to be talking to a very good friend of ours, a very good group, no? Very inspiring po yung kwento po nila. Their name is Kumu, Kumu. And if you haven't heard about Kumu right now, go to your Google, go to your Play Store or your Google App Store. Check out Kumu. Download it right now. We've got something special in store for all of you who download Kumu here today. So again, thanks so much for joining us. Now, bago lahat po, let me welcome our first guest here this afternoon. Very honored to have him on the show. Siya po yung founder ng Kumu. Please welcome Mr. Roland Ross. Roland, good morning, or rather good afternoon. Saan po si Roland? Babatiin ko sana si Roland. Roland, are you there? Yes, can we bring Roland here in the front so Roland can greet everybody over here? I am po. Thank you. Hey, Roland, thanks so much for joining us. Roland, hi. How are you doing today? It looks like you've been very, ikaw mukhang lahat kami nahihirapan dito ngayon sa crisis, but it looks like you've been very, busy throughout the whole crisis time. Is that right?
Yes, it's been so crazy, but you know, just very grateful, taking things day by day. I know, yeah.
And later on, we'll get to hear more about the story of how you put together this fantastic community. For many of us here in the Philippines, it's a growing community, and I know that karamihan ng mga sumusabay, the people who follow right now, you guys are from are millennials and zillennials. Tama ba ako dyan?
Yeah, mostly the team is founded by a bunch of millennials, but we have even my mom's on the app and things like that. She helps out. Oh, and she's in her 60s.
And does she have her own channel as well?
Yeah, she does a show called Philam Heroes because she's from Los Angeles, and she does like a show that honors frontliners in California.
I see. So you actually grew up in the States. Tama ba ako dyan?
Opo, yeah. I'm born and raised from there. Yeah.
And wow. She's in her 60s. Wow. And you came back over here to for a better life. You came back here naman to the Philippines.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So did you want me to tell her a little bit of our story, or?
Well, may context. Want to make bata muna kasi mga tao are interested to find out who's this guy with the American accent now. Alam namin, di ba? Galing States, pumunta dito, and has made a better life for himself over here by creating a business para sa mga Pinoys. Again, maraming salamat, Roland. And joining Roland on his fantastic team, can I just welcome on board James Ruhmor, who's the Chief of Staff and Community. Hi, James. There you are, James.
Hello. Hey, what's up? Magandang hapon, Philippines. How are you doing?
Thanks so much for joining us, James. James, I know that you've got an. I know also. Were you recruited by Roland out of the States, and you came over here as well?
Yeah, it was a real funny story. I was a principal before Kumu, and he called me out of nowhere. We've been friends for 20 years, but he called me out of nowhere with this great mission of he wanted to do something great for the Philippines. and starting a social media app was the idea. And just from there, I said, "Tell me when. I want to go. Let's go. I'll move there. I'll drop a job. I want to do that mission." So Roland is a great leader, and he really inspired me to come follow him over here with my family.
Wow, may nagsabi dito from Denize, I know this guy. He's the most guapo in Kumu from Denize Robinson. I don't know if that's you or to Roland she was referring to. I'm not too sure. But anyway, guapo
James,
naman lahat
James
ng
is
tao
the most
dito.
guapo. James is the most guapo.
No.
Thanks so much.
Andrew's the most guapo.
Andrew's the
Oh yeah,
most
Andrew. Yeah, he's not here, but Andrew Max is, yes.
I see. And joining us as well, we have the Chief Revenue Officer. Ito, importante po yung Chief Revenue Officer. Sa kanya nanggagaling yung pera po. We have Mr. Joven. Good afternoon to you, Ige. Join us here, Ige. Where are you, Ige? There you are.
Hello. Hey guys. Hi guys.
Thanks so much. Ang enthusiastic na mga kasama dito ng boss mo dito.
I know.
Ige,
Yeah,
tell
they're
me
always like
before.
that. Everybody's always like that in Kumu.
Wow, he must have a large fund behind energy drinks over there in Kumu. I can see, huh? Ige, for you, you were based here in the Manila. You were based here. Dito
Yes,
ka na
I am.
ni Ige. Oh,
Yeah.
I just wondering what was so inspirational about what made you want to work for Kumu?
It was like a legendary story for me. So it was Angelo, one of the founders, who hit me up on LinkedIn, right? So told me about the mission and vision of Kumu, and then I met with Roland and Rexy, the two founders, and they interviewed me in a parking lot.
Wow.
Yeah,
Did you find it strange?
In his
it
car.
was like the most epic interview because like I wasn't able to look for parking, right? Because, Manila traffic. So instead of spending time looking for parking, we were just going around the parking lot, and they were interviewing me, and I said, "These guys are psychos, and I love it."
Hindi ka ba hindi ka ba nagtatakbo baka parking lot ka lang habang ini-interview ka?
it was one of the best moments I've had. It was one of the most down to earth moments I've had with these guys, and from day one, they got my respect. So yeah.
Well, what a great story! And before I introduce the Kumu talents, Roland, I've been very inspired personally by your story. But before this webinar ends, what do you want the people to take home with them as they are listening to us here right now on our Kumu webinar, or how they can monetize their gigs, or how they can make something of themselves, create a new job for themselves on Kumu?
Yeah, because what's happening is there's a lot of noise that happens in social media. So the thing about Kumu, the core value is about scaling authentic connections. Because what happens is people are tired of pretending their life is perfect on Instagram, or say hiding behind a keyboard when it comes to toxic behavior or bullying people on Facebook. On Kumu, 100% live. So kasi live, you can't fake. Wala nang fake. You just have to be completely yourself. And what's so beautiful about that is what makes the authenticity even deeper is, if you ever see a street performer sa BGC High Street,
that's right,
or
the buskers, yeah.
The buskers, what happens is when someone's playing the guitar, if you like what they have to say, you give them mga 10 pesos, 20 peso bill, ganon, in their hat or in their guitar case. And so what we do is we do that digitally. And because Kumu is so popular with so many people around the world, maraming mga Pinoy sa California, sa Canada, sa Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, Malaysia, Singapore. And so what we're seeing, if you look at this thing called the passion economy, a lot of content creators, if you try to make money on YouTube or try to make money on Instagram, you have to create tens of thousands of likes, hundreds of thousands of followers, millions of views to earn an income. But when you're dealing with the passion economy and you're saying something that you're passionate about, whether it's teaching, whether it's cooking, whether it's singing, whether it's tambaying, you capture the attention span of only a couple hundred people. That's it. And then with these couple hundred people, if they believe what you have to say, they just give you mga 1 peso, then it becomes 50 pesos, then 100 pesos, and in many cases, tens of thousands of pesos per month in income, where now we have about 140 people who live full-time on Kumu, and and then about 5,000 to 6,000 people who are earning part-time income on the side. And so
check this out. I want to say there's somebody from Nick Mangubat is a busker from BGC who's now using Kumu.
Oh, no way. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly it. And so there's something beautiful about that when somebody could sing, somebody could, and it's not just singing too, right? Like I've noticed if you have a great personality and you're very passionate. I saw a financial wellness coach. I saw someone doing yoga. I saw somebody painting miniatures. I saw someone painted my face yesterday. Did you guys see that? Or someone drew my face?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
And while they're doing that, it's not thousands of likes. It's not hundreds of thousands or millions of views to earn an income. It's only like a couple hundred people who passionately, follow you. And there's something really, and that's the key thing. Authentic connections is the big takeaway. Yeah, don't be fake.
Authentic connections with the viewer because it's you. But at the same time, if you're doing something that you're passionate about, that's when I can see it. That's how they monetize it, right? If they're very passionate about it, that's how they monetize it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the biggest takeaway for me.
And just in case again, can we say right now, how do you right now go on Kumu? How do people go on Kumu right now?
So you download Kumu in the People Store, the Apple Store, the Google Play Store, and the Huawei Store. So those are the three main stores. So if you go to kumu.ph or if you go to the Google Play, Apple Store, or Huawei Store, you could download Kumu there. And then what you do is most likely you'll run into James's community where someone will greet you and welcome you to the family, and then you'll get encouraged to either go live or those types of things. So yeah.
Okay. Actually, marami ngayon na taga Kumu ngayon. If you're all on Kumu right now, make some noise. If you're on the comment section, if you guys are on Kumu, on the Practical Learning Company FB page, and also here on our live on Bounce Back. If you're in Kumu, make some noise. We want to hear from you, and please tell people how great how great was your experience with Kumu right now. Now, guys, thanks so much. Now, as I bring you back, now I'll have you guys right now show who you guys have made. Who you guys helped make authentic connections. These are three of some of your top Kumu earners and three of your top Kumu ambassadors who demonstrate what it's like to create authentic connections and to show how passionate that they can be online. So the first one, I'm very proud to bring here, just to introduce her, we've got Denize Castillo from a Global Star Hunt winner from ABS.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi guys, hello to everybody who's watching. Hello guys. Wow, this is amazing. Thank you so much guys for having me. I'm very, very nervous but excited as well. Hello Sir RJ. Hello po.
Thanks so much for having you. Oh, sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam, Denize, you became very popular for pagkanta, di ba? That's for you. Oh, paki-sample naman ng konti para alam ng mga tao how can you monetize a lovely voice like that?
Sige po, okay. Alright. Some people live for the fortune. Some people live just for the fame. Some people live for the power. Some people live just to play the game.
Wow.
Some people think that the physical things. Is that okay na po ba? Or
Yeah. I can't send you any Kumu points right now. I wish I could. Wala ngayon. So, Denize, one exact halimbawa of how people became very popular here in Kumu. And later on, I want you to share your story on how Kumu helped you as well, di ba? I'm sure the income that you generated plus the passion you're able to share, talagang lumalabas yan sa Kumu. Ito si Shay Vela. That's my friend. Ang daming pumapalakpak para sa'yo dito ngayon. Denize Castillo. Thanks so much. Okay. Next naman po, isa pang kilalang talent dito. Can we have Ashley Polinar? Yung ating ambassador. Ashley, come join us over here on screen.
Go Ash.
Okay, si Ash naman. Naku, nagtatago pa si Ash. We're going to do 5 people on the screen, so they're gonna get one of us is gonna go backstage again. But then Ash, please join us over here.
Oh.
And wow, I want to tell you, there's so many people. Right, this is crazy. This is one of the few times that we got so many people greeting us here online on Kumu. So, Carl, can you please bring Ashley online? There we go, Ashley.
There she is.
Hi everyone! Ayan, magandang hapon po. Thank you for having me din. Ayan, welcome.
Oh, ayan, Ashley, anong gusto mo? Ikaw anong pakikwenta ng konti? Anong ginagawa mo dyan sa Kumu?
Yes po, nag-host po ako ng isang game show po sa Kumu, which is Becky Quiz, and I'm representing the LGBTQ plus community po sa Kumu. Ayun.
Ayan. So, ito ba naging ginawing kinarir mo na to, yung sa Kumu mo?
Yes, sobrang hindi ko po ine-expect na ma-showcase ko po yung yung talent ko dito, and ayun, sobrang thankful po sa Kumu dahil binigyan nila ako ng opportunity and chance po na ma-express po yung sarili ko. Ayun, thank you.
Oh, fantastic. Thanks so much. Ikaw ba, kung kumakanta si Denize, anong gagawin mo naman? Magsasalita? Anong kwento mo? Anong gagawin mo naman dyan?
Oh my God, hindi po ako makanta.
Anong pwede?
Ano-
Sayaw? Stand up? Anong ginagawa mo dyan?
Mag-host na lang po ako kasi isa po akong host. Ayun, sample na lang po ng host. Kunwari po nasa PBB tayo.
Sige,
Ayan.
sige.
Mga kapamilya, nandito na naman po tayo sa nomination night ng PBB House Kumu Edition. Sino nga ba kina Roland, James, Ige, at Denize ang matatanggal ngayong gabi? Kaya naman mga kapamilya, tutukan natin yan. Yun lang.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sabi na kaibigan mo, kay Cassie, kanta na, sister. Marunong kang kumanta pala. Ayaw mo talaga kumanta. Ikaw talaga. O, sige, ito naman.
Baka po umulan.
We've got one more talent. Ang ganda rin ng story niya. We have Miss Ina Morata, isa sa mga top streamer ng Kumu. At ngayon, sumali na sa bakod ng Kumu. Hindi po ba?
Hello! Hi everybody! Hi Sir RJ! Thank you so much for having me po. Hello,
kumusta,
guys.
Ina? Ikaw naman, Ina. Anong kwento mo sa Kumu? What do you do on Kumu? Ikaw naman.
It's quite a long story, but I'm a music and lifestyle streamer. Recently turned to a very happy employee of Kumu. I'm
Wow.
currently a talent development analyst of Kumu, and my job is basically to help mentor newbie streamers. And yeah.
So ikaw yung taga-train. Since you were able to develop yourself, you train other people to also become future streamers also, live
Yes.
streamers sa Kumu.
Yes, yes,
Okay. So may channel ka ba ngayon on Kumu? Are you doing anything live on Kumu right now? Are you hosting a
Yes.
show also?
I host my own show. I call it Attic Sessions with Ina. It's at 11:59 p.m. almost daily. Since I'm working for Kumu now, I'm kind of doing a Lilo on streams. So, but I'm streaming. I'm still streaming.
Are you still streaming up to now? Ano ba yung, sige, before we talk a bit more later on, no? I want to know more about your story. Ano yung, maraming nakikinig dito ngayon na for Kumu, no? First time, some of them are first timers in Kumu. Some of them want to develop, our mga live streamers are thinking of what to do. Ano yung smallest tip mo muna? A little small tip to start off with the live streaming. What's a good idea?
It's to go live your life and go live. That's basically my tip. But siguro 3 B's, 3-letter B's that you have to take note. It's number 1. First B is be true to yourself. That's what makes live streamers very different from other artists, because we're transparent. Since we do things live, we're always on our toes. Second B would be at your very best. So always seek to provide quality streams with quality content for your viewers. And third B would be build relationships, friendships with your co-streamers and your viewers. Because just like what Sir Roland said, it's authentic connections that we're making here on Kumu. So it's not, I get that you want to earn money, but it should not, and it should not only be and primarily be about the money. What should keep you live streaming is the bond you have with the community. So the gifts, the rewards, it'll surely follow after connecting. Authentic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Galing. Sabi ni Roland, knocks at your best, ha? Be at your best. May bonus ka na raw. May bonus ka na sa trabaho. Okay yan. I like talaga spontaneous. Girls, thanks so much. I will get back to you again in a bit. Though. Let me speak first with Roland and the team here right now. And just to let you know, ang daming po nakikinig po dito ngayon. Tell more of your friends to listen here right now. Before I let you go, Ina, just one more time. Can you tell us how to plug into Kumu? How do we join Kumu right now?
Okay, so guys, Kumu is for free. So go ahead and type it in your phones in the App Store, the Play Store, and the Huawei store. Just go ahead and type Kumu and you can download it for free. And it'll lead you to making authentic connections, go ahead and do that right now, guys.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks so much, Ina. Sige, we'll talk to you guys later on, Ina, Ashley, and Denize. I'm gonna go back now to talk to Roland,
Thank you.
James, and Ige. And you know what? Before I start talking to Roland, who's gonna tell us the whole story of what they've done, no? I'm gonna just ask James a very quick question. I know that when we talked earlier on, if somebody can put James on, we talked earlier on, and James said that he's going to be making a very special offer for Kumu before the show ends. But they've got to stay up to the end of the show to know what it is. Give us a little clue, James.
Yes.
What you'll be able to offer us before the show ends.
Oh, we always mention that we have a gifting economy. So we have a special offer just for today that anybody who downloads Kumu today and shows us proof that you downloaded Kumu today, that you're a new user, we're going to give you some virtual currency. We're going to give you some Kumu coins so you could buy some virtual gifts and gift to your favorite live streamer and give to your friends in Kaya Big and Kumu. That's a little hint. I'll give you the mechanics at the end of the show.
Yeah. So remember, guys, if you want to get some of those free Kumu coins, please stay here on the show. Angelo Mendez listening here right now. Yeah, he's looking forward to some free coins also as well from Kumu. Thanks so much, Angelo. Having said that, okay, let me bring back right now to the front, Roland. Roland, I know that you came from the States, you came back here to the Philippines. So let's bring Roland back to the front again. Carl, if you guys don't mind. And again, you're listening to Kumu. There you go. Thanks so much, Roland, for joining us here right now. I thought the screen froze for a moment there. Roland, oftentimes people tell us, when you go pitch your company, like in a tech company or an app, you often go pitch to a venture capitalist or an investor. And the first question people often ask you, the investors, they will often ask you is, what problem are you trying to solve? So when you initially put up Kumu, what were you thinking of? What was your pain point? What were you trying to solve nung ginawa mo yung Kumu? Nung naisip mo yung Kumu?
Yeah, so I mean, what I can do is just give a quick general overview of what happened. So, what happened is, I was born and raised in Los Angeles, but both my parents are from the Philippines, and so I've always been curious about how it was there, and I had an opportunity to go to the Philippines as a college student to study. And my life completely changed. I felt more at home in the Philippines than I did in Los Angeles. So I swore to myself that after I graduated, that someday, I will be back, babalik ako. And when I graduated from college, I accidentally became an entrepreneur. And I had the opportunity of selling an internet company, Silicon Valley, over in San Francisco. And finally, at that point, I had the resources to come back to the Philippines. But during that first initial trip, it was mostly around humanitarian work. So I engaged in HIV/AIDS work, anti-sex trafficking. I did a lot of clean water initiatives, poverty alleviation, and things like that. And so what happened is I would go back to the US with my business. And then with the money that I make, I would go back to the Philippines and then do more humanitarian work. And so when I was going back and forth, I met my co-founder, Rexy. And Rexy, when he was a student at Brown University, he founded a nonprofit that engaged very promising Filipino students all around the country. So people from Harvard, Filipino students at Harvard, Stanford, Georgetown, Brown, University of London, and they would all go to the Philippines for the first time, and they would experience this 2-month time helping high impact organizations. And so when I met him, I was like, oh my gosh, this totally reminds me of the life-changing experience that I went through. And so we decided to work together. And at the same time, if you guys know Ambassador Jose Quisha, really inspired us. And so Ambassador Jose Quisha said, Roland, we really appreciate what you've done. However, have you ever thought about actually moving here and starting a company in the Philippines? Because you do technology work in the US, but then you do your humanitarian work in the Philippines. Why don't you actually move to the Philippines and start a technology company? And so when he asked me that and I talked to Rexy, we're like, okay, sige, what would actually happen if we built a company in the Philippines? And we couldn't do it on ourselves, like with James. We decided to become like the Avengers, right? So Samuel Jackson. And then we went to New York. We went to San Diego, Los Angeles.
Recruitment, yeah.
Yeah, we went to Silicon Valley. We were looking for the Thors, the Hulks, the Black Widows. And so when we had our first class of 5 Avengers, we decided to leave the Philippines to the United States. We decided to leave the United States for the Philippines for a better life. And while we were there, that's when we decided, okay, what should we do now that we all live here? We sold our house. We brought all our savings with us. We brought our families with us to the Philippines. And so while we're here in the Philippines, we got advice, and we started seeing what would happen if you prioritize the voices of an entire country. So we saw what WeChat did with China. We saw what Kakao did with Korea. We saw what Line did with Japan. But the thing is, that was more of a social messaging problem that was already solved in the Philippines. You know, WhatsApp is super popular, Messenger, Telegram, those types of things. But then we looked at the emerging markets, and we saw, we were inspired by a guy named Nadim. He founded a different type of app to prioritize the voices of Indonesians. And that particular problem was called Gojek, which became a $10 billion app prioritizing the voices of Indonesians. And that type of an app is a combination of Foodpanda, Gcash, Grab, and Netflix all rolled into one ecosystem. So we're like, okay, well, that's a little bit crazy. And then what really inspired us is in Vietnam, a guy named Hong Min, he built a $2 billion app ecosystem prioritizing the voices of the Vietnamese through V&G Corporation. And that combination was payments, social, and mobile gaming. And so for us, we're like, okay, sige. Why don't we actually build an app prioritizing the voices of Filipinos? So it's the MVP, February 2018. We launched in February 2018, and it was a messenger app. No one really cared because there were so many messenger apps in the Philippines.
That's right.
But then what happened is, because we're so data-driven, for a lot of business people, it's called the pivot, right? So Instagram started out as a messenger app, but they noticed no one was really using the messenger app. They were using the photo sharing function. So they pivoted and changed the name to Instagram and became a photo sharing app. Or Slack. A lot of people don't realize Slack was a video gaming platform that a lot of people didn't use, but they were using the messaging part. And so they decided to becoming a messaging platform for teams. So for us, what was that pivot? It was, we saw 50 to 100 people religiously using live streaming. And we were like, live streaming, what the heck? Okay, so yeah, live streaming in a bad internet country? Okay, what's going on here? What's the problem? And so we decided to rebrand as a live streaming app in August 2018. And that's when the app really exploded. With 4 million users, became one of the fastest. Yeah, we became one of the fastest growing social apps in the Philippines, #1 grossing social app in the Philippines, and also #10 in Canada. Top 25 in places like Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, Singapore, Malaysia, Japan, US. And so the big takeaway when we were talking to our user base is what I was saying earlier, authenticity. They're tired of pretending their life is perfect or comparing yourself to others like on Instagram. They're tired of hiding behind the keyboard and really the toxic behavior and the bullying behavior of Facebook. There's something real and raw and authentic in a live environment where you can't pretend. So that's one part. But what really makes it an authenticity loop, what makes the authentic connections real, is that on the viewer side, the people who watch, you're not creating content for likes anymore. You're not creating content for views. You're creating content because a couple hundred people love what you have to say and they support you, just like busking. Microtransactions.
Okay.
10 pesos at a time.
I wish I could give you something right now as well, Roland. I'm so inspired by you. I want to give you. You something.
And so that's what it was. And so when we were able to scale that, when we start looking at this dynamic between celebrating the diversity of the Philippines. So it's like there's a particular dynamic in Metro Manila, right? And then there's a dynamic in the province, like in Davao, Cebu, Iloilo, Bacolod. And then there's also the dynamic of young Filipinos in Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, US, Canada, Italy. And there's something beautiful because you can't do this in any other app, where in one live stream, you'll have a Bicolano in Italy talking to a Bicolana in New York, talking to someone who was born and raised in the US and doesn't understand Filipino culture, but they're Filipino American, talking to someone in Quezon City, talking to, like all these types of different dynamics. So since then, Liza Gokongwei became our first investor. So she's the founder of Summit Media, and her brother Lance and her sisters, they own a very large business here in the Philippines. And then soon after that, ABS-CBN invested in Kumu. And then a third business family who run Globe Telecom invested with us, with the Singapore Venture Capital Fund that funded Gojek in the early days. which we all know that Gojek became such a huge app in Indonesia in the hopes that we would be like a champion app here in the Philippines. And so since then, I think we've just been very grateful for this opportunity to really build an authentic community of people based on core values of safety, acceptance, and positivity. Because what we've recognized is that authentic connection is getting lost in this noise of social media. And so for us to create a safe place that's accepting, like, when we were talking about with Ashley, is really creating a place of acceptance for people from whether it's gender, sexuality, whether it's mental health issues, whether it's just singing, dancing, all these types of places where people could download Kumu, and your parents might not be on it, but more likely you'll find someone who understands you, or you'll find someone who gets you, which is a lot different than like broadcasting it to the world and saying, hey, download Kumu, download Kumu. It's more like, hey, I'm going through a tough time. Is anyone else going through a tough time? And then we all connect because of that empathy.
And there's a lot of positivity. It's not a place you go to vent, but it's another place to lift each other up. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, we have a zero tolerance policy on bullying and that type of thing. So if you want to, the cool thing is, it's like Disneyland, right? Disneyland has a very strict security force. If you act up in Disneyland, you will get kicked out right away if you're not of the standards of Disney. And so for us, we're very unapologetic. If you want to complain about the government or complain about things or be negative, there's a place for that. You can go to Facebook and do that. Or if you want to pretend and make people, wish that they were you, there's a place like that that's called Instagram. In Kumu, just be yourself, right? That's something that, was talking about. Be at your best, and build these key relationships with your followers. And when you do that, there's no room for toxic behavior, and there's no room for bullying and those types of things.
Wow.
And we get that millions and millions and millions of users love to do that. Well, that's great, but that's not Kumu. You can do that on Facebook, but with our safe community, we'll all come together as a family, and we're just
it's safe, but at the same time, you get Filipinos, not just from the Philippines, but Filipinos all around the world. Yung tinatawag natin Filipino diaspora, the OFWs, they all get to connect, and you get to see a little bit of Philippines from all over the world. How is Filipino in different parts of the world, right?
That's the cool thing, right? Because what happens is, whether you're, say, like a domestic worker in Hong Kong, or an architect or engineer in Saudi Arabia, or if you're a nurse in the United States, and whether you're gay or straight, or whether you're going through something really bad, you're going through some mental health issues, or you're old or young, there's something beautiful about this really interesting dynamic. And then you talk about the Ilocano, Bicolano, Bisaya, Tagalog, and then you have the Metro Manila. There's so many different dynamics, sorry, I say, like, Konyo, Tomasa, like, it's really interesting to see everybody come together in a safe environment where we could all be ourselves.
And lastly, you were telling me also that, what we want to do here in Kumu, especially in light of this crisis, is that we can create 1,000+ jobs on Kumu. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely. That's super important for us. Yes.
And how will they do it? How will Kumu help them create jobs? Just for those who aren't clear to yet, how they can make a job for themselves on Kumu.
Yeah. So one of the big things. Is, like, for example, what's a big one? So one is, you could sing and you could busk and you can do that. But what we've also noticed is, I've seen a medical doctor, because of licensing and things like that, you can't really give big medical advice, but you can give overall kind of instructional type of content around, how to conduct yourself, how to be safe, how to conduct yourself during a quarantine. I've seen people cooking, talking about food. I've seen people exercise. I've seen people give advice about financial wellness. I've seen people pray. There's churches on the app who actually receive virtual gifts. So what I'm saying is, whatever you're passionate about, that's the most important thing. If you're passionate about something, especially like in e-commerce, you could talk about it. And while people are watching you, people around the world will give you 1 peso, 50 pesos, 100 pesos, 500 pesos, 1,000 pesos, and it just adds up and adds up. And so if you could, wide ranging. So that's one aspect. And then the other aspect too is e-commerce. We have an e-commerce platform. So maybe you're shy, but you're really good at making mugs. And so one of the cool things is when you talk to our e-commerce team, you could have your line of mugs, and while you're talking about it, we could actually have people order the mug in real time, and then we could already, with our team, send out the deliveries and things like that. So for example, Tout Le Jour Bakery, we've been working with Tout Le Jour Bakery. They tell us that we're selling out of their cakes whenever someone live streams about their cakes. We sell out their cakes. I know with Tom's shoes, we've sold out with Tom's shoes. Jewelry places, we sold out of necklaces. Someone sells, for a lot of people in Green Hills, if you're really good at selling at earphones, this is the place to sell earphones and things like that. Especially when you go into that section by the cell phone and everyone's like, I'll fix your cell phone, I'll fix your cell phone.
Yeah.
That's actually a particular show. People could actually walk you through fixing your cell phone, and then you could receive virtual gifts.
I love it. Ina says over here, Kumu is amazing. You guys should download the app if you haven't just yet. Roland, truly inspiring story of how you're really growing through authenticity and passion and a secure community. We're really inspiring a lot of people. Roland, thanks so much. And having said that, let me talk now to one of your colleagues, to James, actually. And James, I guess, Roland really set the tone, the roadmap of how to inspire people. But now, James, my question for you is, now that you guys are there, how do they go about it right now? How do you actually join? How do you join Kumu? How does it work? What do you do? Maybe if you can get more into the specifics over there. Maybe first of all, James, we can say, how do you join Kumu in the first place?
I mean, Roland mentioned it earlier. You could download from the Huawei Store, Apple Store, and Google Play Store. Those are just some few places you could download Kumu into your mobile apps. And after you download Kumu, you create your profile. Make sure you have a visible, nice cover photo so people can see who you are, right? And an appropriate name. And after that, you'll see so many different features and so many options you might have never saw before in another social media app. Kumu's very, very special in that sense, where it's as soon as you open the app, you'll see some of our best live streamers right there in the front. And then we encourage everyone to find a live streamer or find a live stream host that you might have in common with, whether it be singing, cooking, dancing, telling jokes, or talking about education. Find something that interests you. Go in there, go into the live stream, just like you see this live stream, and in the comment box, engage in the comments, engage as a co-host. And also, we also have like online games. You can win actually cash prizes every lunchtime, even at night at 12:30, and then a las 9 gabi at nighttime. You'll see Quiz Moko. You'll see different games. You can win cash prizes. So throughout the day, you have opportunities to win cash prizes and coin prizes. And when we talk about coins is our virtual currency, the Kumu coins. And then the Kumu coins, you purchase virtual gifts, and those virtual gifts are the ones you give to the hosts. So while you're watching a live streamer you love the most, or that makes you laugh or makes you smile, you go ahead and gift them, right? So that's one of those things you should do on Kumu to engage your audience. And even if you decide to become a live stream host, it is your world. This is your TV channel. This is your chance to shine, right? And don't worry about engagement. We have a funny thing on Kumu, right? It might be 7 people, it might be 17 or 27 people, but it's always your 17,000 people watching you. And that's how we engage on Kumu. It's a really Kumu culture has been really exploding recently. We have over 117 families in which people found a barkada of their own within Kumu. We have a frontliners family that's just made up of all frontliners, which is pretty cool. We have a team that's just made up of Californian Filipino Americans, right? We have teams that are formed in the Middle East, and even locally, where teams from Mindanao and the North and Luzon all come together to form one team. And these teams just really exude this true spirit of community, the true spirit of Kumu, and it just getting into the app. I just advise people, just get into the app, find one person. It starts with one person. You find that one live streamer, and then all of a sudden you fall in love with the app because you start finding that one person who really makes you smile. Then you find another person, and it's just reciprocal. They give you back the love back to you again as well. So I could go on and on, RJ. I could go on and on about the love we have in Kumu. We have too many features, so I could go on and on.
And then basically, when you go online, you curate the people you want to follow, right?
Yes. And there's suggestions and everything. But you can just go by the cover photo. It might be games, it might be contests, it might be challenges, madami, different options for you to follow. And pretty soon we have a lot of more updated features where you search for something, you'll find, oh, best ice cream in Manila, hashtag best ice cream in Manila. You'll pretty soon the searches for the hashtags, you'll start seeing a lot of different options where you could really relate to the different subject matter and topics through hashtag, through searching of usernames and topics.
Okay, and then when you start off, you get like sort of like virtual coins or virtual gifts, right? Is that you get that from
Yes.
Kumu once you download the app? Is that how it works?
Yeah, because you could do certain missions that help introduce you to certain features of the app and help you, like a tutorial guide. Once you finish the certain tutorial guides, the missions, you will receive virtual coins, and that'll help you out to start gifting other people and start enjoying live streams. Yes.
And just for those who are coming in right now, for Kumu, we're saying monetize your gigs on Kumu. Kung may gig ka, kung mahilig kumanta, sumayaw, or whatever, magpatawa, you can join Kumu right now and you can start developing your audience. People might start giving you virtual coins. But at the same time, just to remind people, if you stay up to the end, James has a very special offer for you. Again, James, ano yung offer mo sa lahat ng mga nakikinig dito ngayon? What's your special offer for them, for Kumu?
For all new users that are interested in these virtual coins, for all new users today from watching this awesome conference and awesome speak today, let's download Kumu today. And then at the end, if you download Kumu today, I'll tell you where to send a screenshot of your user profile to receive some virtual coins for all you new users. Yes.
Well, thanks so much, James.
No problem.
I am so inspired by your own authenticity in sharing how much Kumu can has changed people's lives over here. Now, I'd like to bring on board Ige. Ige, are you there right now? Ige, I know that you do several things for Kumu, and one of the big things that you do, Ige, for Kumu is you're the chief revenue officer. And now maybe I think the people right now who are listening right now is how do you start off making, I guess, kasi lahat sila ngayon, di ba, naghahanap ng trabaho pagkatapos ng crisis natin, is how do I start monetizing my talent or my skill on Kumu?
Okay, so I mean, it's not all about monetization at the start, right? It's all about really getting used to what Kumu can offer. So my first suggestion is to actually just try out the app first, because I think that's one of the biggest barriers. It's actually people, viewing, watching the live streams, saying that, hey, I want to be like this person. It's actually trying it out, taking the leap of faith and actually pressing that go live button. So I think from there, it's a whole new journey, right? When you start the live stream journey, that's when your journey starts. Okay, because it takes another set of skills, right? I mean, most of the people are afraid that, hey, I might run out of topics to talk about, I might run out of content, right? But it's all about, making Kumu, live streaming in Kumu, and talking to your viewers as a habit. No? So the moment that you are able to engage with your viewers, the moment that you're very comfortable with them already, and I think that's when you'll start to have fun, because you're not anymore talking about your looking at a topic or a content. It's your viewers who will eventually give the content to you, right? So my suggestion is to try out the app, be very comfortable using it, trying all the other features of the app, start building your community, start engaging with your viewers first, right? And then once you're very used to the features, then we talk about monetization, right? So again, it's very rare that you get overnight successes. So the three girls that you saw in front of you, they've been live streaming for about a year already. So it's like about a year that they've had milestones. They've had their positive moments. They've had their down moments, right? Meaning, because consistency is always an issue for everyone, right? I mean, there's always a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but going through that rainbow is always like all the struggles. So I mean, being a live streamer in a sense is an art, right? It's all about consistency. It's all about dedication. It's all about how you love your viewers, and then monetization will come in it will pour if you do it right, right? People will start supporting you. Why? Because people want to watch you, and the more they start supporting you, the more that they will gift and gift and gift. And so the next question is, it's always saying, do I have to ask money from my viewers? Do I have to like say, hey, magbigay naman kayo ng virtual gifts or yeah? No, it's not always like that. You know, going through the journey, going through that experience, watching the live streamers who have done it or who are there, they will actually share to you like skills on how to ask without asking, right? So I think that's a skill that professional live streamers have already ingrained in them, and I think the newbie live streamers will start learning that as soon as they put their hours in the app, right?
Oo.
So there are a lot of ways. We have campaigns that we do every month, and these campaigns have leaderboards. These campaigns are always based on the engagement of viewers and how the viewers will support you. You really don't have to win, but it's actually very good to try out because it boosts your ego, especially when people start supporting, right? So the next thing that we have to talk about is always stream aesthetics, right? The aesthetics in streaming, like from camera angle to camera lighting to what kind of camera you're using. I mean, these you will start upgrading and you will start seeing that these things um, really put some impact right on your stream. So I mean, these people who make it are really serious about streaming. They really, most of them or some of them have already made it into their jobs. So we have streamers that who was a call center agent who left the job being a full-time streamer. Now he's able to buy his own condo. We
Wow.
have yeah, we have streamers who actually is able to buy his or her own car because of streaming, right? You see, Denize was able to bag a contract, right? An ABS-CBN contract because of streaming. You see, Pretty Ashley, who's now hosting, who has her own business. She has her own salon, right? Because of streaming as well. So these are the things that can happen. I mean, in China, if you look at China, where live streaming is super prevalent, right? It's already a job for them. Some of them have considered live streaming as their one and only job, right?
Oo.
And I think here in Kumu, if you're able to go the works around, or if you're able to finally, get used to the features and how to really talk to your community, I think it is very possible here in Kumu. We have a lot of streamers here who are earning enough money just to be able to um, keep themselves together. Yeah. So that is one part of monetization. It's all about authenticity, and then monetization will happen after.
I,
Yeah.
I have somebody listening to us right now. I don't know if you know him. Casey Montero apparently is listening to us right
Oh,
now.
hey
Uh,
Casey.
Hi, Casey Montero. Thanks so much for listening to us. Really appreciate
Mhm,
it. Now, you guys have two questions now. I hope you don't
mhm.
mind me asking. Based on your experience being the chief revenue officer, what are usually the best type of, I guess, professions or best type of skills that you get to display
Oh,
online that people often like to follow? And second question is usually what's just the range more or less of how much they can make maybe a month if they really work at it?
okay. So for the type of skills, right? I mean, it's really a wide variety of skills. I mean, of course, there's music, there's like arts and craft, there's like dancing, there's actually being a comedian. But if you look at Ashley, right, she doesn't sing, she doesn't dance. All she does is really talk to her viewers. She's able to make something out of it. Denize is a great singer, but she doesn't sing every single time she's on stream. She was doing that at the start, like her first week or second week, she was just singing, right? But right
Oh.
now, it's like more of really talking to the viewers, and then she just sings just to go back to her streamer roots, right? Just to be able, just to show her new viewers that what she was all about before. But can you
Okay.
imagine? Can you imagine like singing 2 hours a day every day, right? I mean, that will that will like strain your vocal cords. So I'm telling you, it's all about most of the monetization, most of the engagement is all about talking to viewers. Because if you're very consistent in your stream, if you're online every day for at least 2 hours a day, I mean, it's the viewers who already are ingrained in your life, right? I mean, the viewers know your day to day. So it's like they're your passion. What do you call this? They're your passion fans, right? They they spend time 2 hours a day just to watch you, just to talk to you, just to listen to you if you sing, just to listen to you if you're able to talk about your life. And then, of course, it's a talent that attracts them. But in the future, like the retention part of it, in the future, like 1 year, 2 years from now, it's all about you talking to your viewers, you talking to your fans. So
And,
that's the thing. Mm.
and then how much more is the range ng pwede nilang kitain if they
Mm.
do it regularly? What have you seen? I'm sure may nakita
Oh,
kayo, it's really good. It's
okay. So, just 2 months ago, we had a person earn like 300,000 pesos in 1 month.
300,000 pesos a month.
In 1 month, yeah. But the average, earning of a user could, especially when you're just starting off probably in your first quarter, could very well be around 15,000 pesos. Yeah, 15 to 20,000. But there are outliers there who really go over and above. So ranges. If you've been in Kumu for a year, it could easily be over 50,000 pesos, right? So it really depends on how dedicated you are in your streams.
But Ige,
Yeah.
ikaw,
So
magkano yung kinikita ng stream mo, Ige?
no, I don't stream. I'm sorry.
Ano skill set mo, Ige? Kumakanta ka ba?
Hindi, wala akong ginagawa.
Model ka ba?
I don't
Ayan.
stream. I don't stream. I just make money. I just teach people how to make money. Yeah, that's it. So with the
Okay.
help of Ina, with the help of our talent developers here in Kumu, with the help of the families of James, with the help of the support system of the community team, it's very easy to jive with people, or with very easy to look for your own family, to look for your own community, to look for the group of people that you really want to be with, right? Because here in Kumu, it's like a myriads of different kinds of people, really, from overseas, the Filipinos. I'm sure you'll find your place. Mm.
Wow. And having said that, it's finally time to hear from our Kumu High Flyers, ating mga ambassador ng Kumu. First, I want to bring back
Yep.
here right now on the screen. Let's bring back one of your global talents, our global Star Hunt winner talent. Let's bring back Denize Castillo. Denize, how are you doing? Oh, if you are a big fan of Denize, make some noise on Facebook, guys. Some comments for Denize.
Hi to everybody. Hi, sir.
Denize, kumusta? Thanks so much for joining us here, Denize. Oh,
Thank
Denize,
you so
bago
much
lahat,
for
sige,
having me po.
kung may mga request kay Denize ngayon na kanta, pakisabi lang dyan sa comment section ninyo. I want to hear Denize. Baka mami, one of her songs, you can sing it right now. But Denize, tell us a bit more about yourself. Now, Denize, tell us how the Kumu journey began for you.
All right, okay. Well, first of all, a little introduction and a little background about me. I am a certificate in theater arts graduate in UP Diliman. Now I am a singer, a songwriter, an actress, and a live streamer. So basically, mostly I involve myself really into the arts and performing. So I do theater plays, I do musical plays, I act for short films, I sing for events, and the likes. So I started to become a live streamer. It was way back 2018, but
Dito rin sa Kumu? Dito na sa Kumu or di pa sa
no,
Kumu?
it was from a different app.
Okay.
I stayed there for about a year or maybe less than a year until unfortunately it had to close down. So my friends and I, we thought about finding a way to still continue live streaming because that's how much we enjoyed and we saw the fun and the potential into live streaming. So I think I learned about Kumu that was already 2019. And I started to live stream. I remember that it's February of 2019. And I got a hold of how the Kumu app works. And yeah, I did my usual contents. I entertained the people, I sang for them. And then when I got long into the Kumu, I do radio dramas, I act. I talk about different topics because I like talking. I like giving people advice and many more. And people really engage a lot. And that's what's good about Kumu. They engage a lot. And when they find that they like what you're doing and they can relate to what you're doing, they send gifts. Like what Sir Ige said, the gifts from the viewers, it just comes naturally when you do what you do. Okay, so I think I had a break because I joined the singing competition. If you guys do know, or if you don't know yet, I joined Idol Philippines, and I had to focus myself on the competition. And during this competition, sir, it was actually the time I felt happy, but at the same time, it's one of my, like, the lowest points of my life, because I always say that I'm a girl who experienced a lot of almosts in my life. It's
Uh-oh.
like in this competition, I was about to get to the top 12, which is the live rounds, which is like the best part of the competition, but
Uh-oh.
I only got until the top 20. So sayang po, 'di ba? If you're going to think about it, sayang, only one round, and then
Oh.
you're actually about to get there. So that's it. I wasn't able to get through the live rounds, but
Mm.
I continued with my life. I worked at different events, continued live streaming. I got as much work as I can, and I just really made myself busy until I think it was late September or around October when I found out that there's this campaign on Kumu, and it's called Star Hunt: The Global Showdown. So it's another singing competition that's under ABS-CBN, and here po kasi on Kumu, that's right. To everybody who's listening, here on Kumu there are limitless opportunities. As in, there are a lot of campaigns. You'd get to win stuff sponsored by different brands. You get to be on billboards. You get to do concerts. You get to sing with,
Oh.
artists who are very much popular already. There are tons, a lot of opportunities. And when I learned about Star Hunt, my friends told me, Denize, go join ka ulit, sali ka ulit, kasi andyan ka na rin naman, so wala namang mawawala. But I had this thing with me na I think I just want to rest, and I didn't want to push through anymore. And so I got into thinking that I really want to become a singer. So now that there's an opportunity in the app where I am mostly showing myself,
Oh.
why not try? Bakit hindi ko subukan? Wala naman nga namang mawawala. Like, there's nothing I can lose.
Oh, that's
So,
right. And what
yes,
happened there? Oh, after that
yes.
one, so you joined online on Kumu as well. Tama, di ba?
Yes, I joined on Kumu, and I swear it was like one of the most difficult singing competitions I joined into, because the entries, it should be done through live streams, and we have to post it, and then the judges will get to watch it, and that's when they'll give us their scores. But what's also different is that you have to convince people to support you. You have to show to them how deserving you are of that. And there are a lot of people who are joining. So, diba, how do you do it? How will you convince them that I am deserving of that spot? And actually, in my head, I was already grateful that I became part of, top 25, until I reached top 15, until I got to top 6. And suddenly I had a mindset that, you know what, this is it. I have to keep on pushing. And so I just said, okay, I'll fight for it. No more half-hearted works, no more half-hearted efforts. I'll give it my
Oh.
all and see where it will go. And I think that's when it resulted to me bagging the top spot, which is
Wow.
the Star Hunt, the Global Showdown first grand winner. And I'm very
Congratulations.
much,
What did you
thank
win? What
you.
did you win from it?
I won a recording contract, a managing contract under ABS, and also cash prize. I don't
Wow.
know if I can say how much, but
But it's okay.
like,
I have a question for you right now. Are you continuing to do? You're still doing your live streaming right now, no?
yes, I
Yes.
definitely am.
What's your schedule like for the people who don't know just yet? How can they find you right now on Kumu?
All right, okay. If you download the Kumu app, guys, you can find me. Just search Denize Castillo, and I usually stream at around 9 or 10 p.m. onwards. And yeah, we can bond there. We can jam. We can do crazy stuff. Whatever you guys like.
Oh,
It's very
and,
much,
and then Denise, when you were there, what do you realize for people who want to start streaming right now? And you've learned so much from your experience. What have you seen? Ano mga best practices? What is your advice for people who are just starting off and they want to build a Kumu stream?
All right, okay. My advice definitely first is to just be yourself. That's like, I don't know if it sounds so cliche, but it's so important to be yourself, because you get to have a hold of how the people will appreciate you and what you're doing. And if you are yourself, that's when it just comes naturally. You know, people will watch you more, people will interact with you more, engage with you more, and be creative. You have to be creative. As live streamers, we really take it very seriously. So we just don't stop. Like, for example, for me, I just don't stop as a singer on Kumu. I make sure I evolve and I explore what more I can do. Like, that's why I do some talks, I do radio dramas, I do things that I don't even know, I don't even think I can possibly do, but I can. And siguro that's the thing po. You have to just be creative, explore, be yourself, and also watch more other live streamers, because they will help a lot in building or you'll get ideas from there, and you get to have people who will get to watch you and really appreciate you. Basically, that's really it.
Thanks so much, Denize. One more time, no? How do they download Kumu sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam? How do you download Kumu?
Yes, guys, go on to the Huawei App Store, the Google Store, Play Store. Download the Kumu app and create your username. If you want to start streaming, go on, start live streaming, and definitely you guys will enjoy.
Thanks so much. And like James said, he's got a very special some Kumu coins to give away. Just stay till the end of the show for those who want to find out how you're going to get those free coins. Now, thanks so much, Denize. Now, it's the third. Ito, hinihintay na maraming tao. Please welcome Ashley. Polinar, Ashley, come on board. Ashley, dami mong fans.
Hi, everyone! Hello, everything! Charot.
Ay, ikaw na
Hi, Sir
mag-host
RJ.
dito. Dito na
Joke lang po.
ikaw na mag-host. Okay lang sa akin yan, Ashley.
Hindi po, sige po.
Okay,
Sorry,
Ashley,
sorry.
ang ganda ng kwento mo kasi lahat ng tao iniisip lagi nila na pag sila ay magiging live streamer or kunyari kailangan ipapakita skill, dapat magaling kumanta or sumasayaw or nagbe-bake or whatever. Pero ikaw, talaga yung naging talento mo is yung hosting, di ba? Or pagsasalita.
Yes.
Paano mo natakpuan yan? How did you come across your hosting skill?
Ayun, actually po, sa una, sobrang nahihirapan akong mag-live stream kasi nga, syempre, with my gender, hindi ko alam kung paano ako ma-accept ng mga tao, ng mga viewers. Pero eventually, parang naisip ko na parang if hindi ako magiging sarili ko, if hindi ako magiging ako, parang hindi nila ako tatanggapin kung sino ako. So yun, from there, parang doon ako nag-start. Then people parang, yun na, doon na nila ako minahal, doon na sila parang mas nag-ano sa akin, lagi nila akong pinapanood. Ayun, tapos parang everyday kasi parang gusto ko lang magbigay ng kasiyahan at saka mag-spread ng positivity. Siguro dahil yun na lang kasi kaya kong gawin kasi di nga ako kumakanta at saka ayun, sumasayaw naman ako. pero yun pero yun nga, mas more on ako, parang magbigay ng kasiyahan at saka ng positivity sa lahat. Yun po.
Para maraming gustong sinasabi nila, kayang kumanta naman ni Ashley, Di ba pwede example lang, Ashley?
Pinaglalaroan po nila ako.
Sige, okay. Kaya pala, hindi ko pala napakanta si Denize. Mamaya konti, Denize, babalik ka, kakanta ka, Denize, ha? Kakanta ka pa, Denize, I don't remember, ha? Pero Ashley, ikaw naman, tell us, anong journey mo? Paano ka nagsimula dyan sa Kumu?
Ayun po, magbibigay muna ako ng background din po bago pa ako pumunta po dun sa na-discover ko yung Kumu. So, parang before po kasi nagko-call center agent po ako. So, parang 10 years po akong nagko-call center agent. So, parang dumating ako sa point na parang sabi ko, nagsasawa na ako na parang laging ganito, walang nangyayari sa akin. Parang gusto ko maghanap ng isang bagay na hawak ko yung oras ko, hawak ko yung time ko. And then, ayun, biglang dininig ni Lord yung prayer ko, and yun, yung best friend ko, parang inalok niya sa akin na parang, try mo tong parang try mo mag-audition sa ganitong klaseng platform, then, ganon. And then, ayun, tinry ko siya, nakapasa ako. Tapos, ayun, nakilala ko po sila, Sir Pat, si Sir Irving from Beta, which is yung humahawak po sa akin. And I'm really grateful and thankful po sa kanila kasi sila po yung mga taong naniwala sa akin. And then, gines po nila ako as host, I mean, co-host lang po muna. Yun nga po, yung sa hinuhost ko po ngayon na Becky Quiz. And then, ayun, hanggang sa doon na nag-start na sabi, why not na mag-stream ka na? Ayun, tas parang, syempre ako parang nahihiya pa ako kasi sabi ko paano ba ako mag-start, kasi ang daming Pinoy kasi na parang syempre parang at transgender po, parang hindi po nila ganun pa na-accept yung makagaya namin. And I'm really, really happy and grateful po kasi yung Kumu app po is really ano po talaga, parang wala pong pinipili kahit sino ka, ano ka pa, tanggap ka from the boss, from the viewers. Kaya ganun na lang kabilis yung ano ko, yung parang yung ano to pag-i-stream ko, yung parang ano to, sorry na ano ako, parang din na lang siya, parang mas mabilis akong naging ano doon, naging okay sa app, sa Kumu. And yun, thank you so much kila Sir Roland, Sir James, Sir Angelo, Sir Rex, tsaka kay Sir Casey, and sa Beta PH for the opportunity. And ayun po.
So,
And
pakikwento sa atin ngayon, anong ginagawa mong show dyan sa Kumu? Yung show na ginagawa ng Kumu mismo or ikaw yung gumagawa ng show?
hindi po, pinoproduce po siya ng ano po, ng Beta PH. Yun po yung may hawak po sa akin ngayon. So, bali po, yun po yung Becky Quiz. We represent po yung LGBTQ+ po sa Kumu po. Ayan. Kaya po may ganung show.
I see. Sa'yo naman, so nakita natin dyan that sometimes it doesn't, hindi yung sa Kumu, hindi immediately na magaling ka kaagad. So actually may talent development sa Kumu?
Yes po. As in, may mga ano po, may mga tao po na parang tutulungan ka po kung paano po mag-stream. Ayan. Like si Ina po ngayon po, siya po yung isa sa mga talent developer. Isa po siya sa mga tumutulong para po para po maging maayos yung pag-stream. Ayan, kung paano gagawin as a first timer. So, yun, may mga ganun.
May tuturo rin sa inyo. Hindi ka biglang gagaling ka agad, may tuturo sa inyo. So whenever you join, kumbaga ina-identify kayo kung sino kayo magaling. Then yung magaling, parang tinitrain pa, parang ganyan ba yan?
Hindi naman po, kasi sa experience ko po, parang lahat naman po, parang magaling na eh. Parang hindi naman po parang sinaseparate yung magaling, ganyan. Parang lahat naman po sila magaling na for them. So parang kung sino nila po yung parang may potential, parang yun nila po yung dinedevelop.
I see. And then, ikaw naman, sa mga nakikinig dito ngayon, who also want to do live streaming, kanina nagbigay ng konting payo si Denize. Ikaw naman, ano yung payo mo naman sa mga gustong maging live streamer? How should they start off their career sa Kumu?
Ayun, yes, gaya ng lagi nilang sinasabi, be yourself. Kasi yun lang talaga yung yun lang yung key para mahalin kayo ng mga viewers. And ayun, always spread happiness and positivity. Yun lang talaga. Kasi madaming tao ngayon na parang, syempre ngayon sa nangyayari ngayon sa mundo natin na parang malungkot, stress, parang tayo as a streamer, as a dapat i-inspire natin sila na kahit na may nangyayaring ganito is we deserve na magkaroon pa rin ng smile sa mga face natin. So yun.
Maraming salamat. Maraming ngiting nilagay mo sa mabukha natin ngayon. Ashley, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So ayaw mo talagang kumanta ha, Ashley? Okay lang.
Kaya po.
Ito na lang. Ibalik muna natin si Denize. Denize, balik ka muna bilis lang bago si Ina. Ina, pasensya lang si Denize. Denize, I want to hear just isang number lang, either part of your world daw or ano pang dalawang kanta ni-request sa iyo, Denize. What song would you like to perform for us?
Yes, I can sing Part of Your World. Okay
Sige.
po.
Okay.
Okay, wait.
Ayan po, libre pa to. Sayang, walang coins kami dito ngayon. Wala kaming coins.
Alright. May music po para mas bongga.
Sige.
Okay. Okay. Look at the stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here, you think, sure, she's got everything. I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs? I got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I wanna be where the people are. I wanna see them dancing, walking around on those, what do you call them? feet. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, strolling along down what's that word again? Street. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world. What would I give if I could live out of these waters? What would I pay to spend the day warm on the sand? Betcha on land they'd understand that they don't reprimand their daughters. Bright young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand and ready to know what the people know. Ask them my questions and get some answers. What's a fire and why does it, what's that word, burn? When's it my turn? Wouldn't I love to explore the shore above us? Out of the sea. Wish I could be part of that world.
Wow! Thank you so much, Denize Castillo.
Thank you so much, Sir
Wow, a
Archie.
lot of love coming right now
Presented.
sa lahat naman nakikinig
Thank
dito ngayon.
you.
Thank you so much, Denize Castillo. Of
Thank
course,
you.
you can catch her on Kumu as well. And show off your talents in Kumu. I'm sure Denize wants more talented people to join Kumu as well. Ashley,
Yes.
ayaw mo talagang kumanta. Ashley, sigurado ka? Si Denize lang yung pang-start lang. Baka ikaw yung gusto mong sumunod. Ashley, ha?
Parang kaya po nung Ashley, nahihiya lang po yan.
Oo nga, ano nga eh. O sige, ito naman. Our final speaker really right now is a convert. Ibig sabihin, nung una, siya po ay isang streamer, pero ngayon naman po, empleyado na siya. She now works for a company which she loves. And that is Miss Ina Morata. Ina, please join us here on the screen right now. And if you got more questions para sa ating mga Kumu, please come and ask questions right now to our friends from Kumu. So ito naman at Ina, tell us a bit more about who you are and what was your journey dito naman sa Kumu.
Hi, Sir RJ. Okay, so I'm gonna introduce myself again. My name is Ina. That's INNA, and I'm a music and lifestyle streamer on Kumu, and now recently turned to a very happy employee of Kumu. So right now I'm a talent development analyst, and again, my job is to help mentor newbie streamers. If I were to be asked what my advocacy is, I'd say that I'm an advocate of live streaming. And how I got to where I am now is quite a long story, but I'll tell you, but I'll try to keep it short.
Okay.
Yeah. 3 months after graduating AB Communication from Ateneo in 2018, I was invited by my cousin to live stream for another live streaming app, the app that Denize mentioned. At first, I was hesitant because, one, to me, what in the world is live streaming? Two, if I were to think of what live streaming is, I'd have dozens of negative connotations of what live streaming is. And three, what will I do being a live streamer? I had a lot of fear in me because I was in a transition phase in life back then. So I was still figuring out what I wanted to do. And I had so much insecurities. I felt like live streaming wasn't for me, you know. I'm an omnivore. Nahihiya ako pagka large group na. Baka boring akong kausap. Maybe I can't handle negative comments. Nakaka-pressure mag-isip ng content. But long story short, of course, now, you know, I decided to be a live streamer anyway. And so technically, live streaming was my first ever job after graduation. months passed, I got the hang of being a live streamer, and I was blessed to win several campaigns or contests in that other app.
Okay.
Then I had to lie low for a few months because my application as a cabin crew for an international airline was going smooth. And I actually remember I actually cried because I thought I had to stop live streaming. But eventually the job didn't push through. And what happened was that other live streaming app closed down, as Denize mentioned. So I was at a point in my life that opportunities were kind of lost for me. And just like Denize, I was looking for a new home, a safe space where I could live stream and be whoever I was as a live streamer in that other app. And I, along with other several streamers, including Ash and Denize, found Kumu. We found Kumu around December 2018. And I personally decided to live stream on Kumu because I saw that the app has a very healthy and supportive community. I was also very excited about the fact that I would live stream in an app that's run by Filipinos for Filipinos. And, you know, it's a joy, Sir RJ, to always support local. And everything was going well with me as a live streamer on Kumu since the start of 2019. So I, just like I mentioned earlier, I did my own shows. I'm still doing my own shows called Attic Sessions with Ina. Every 11:59 p.m., I had segments called Music Mondays or Taco Tuesdays, which means Tanong Mo, Sagot Ko Tuesdays. And of course, I still have Worship Wednesdays. I was gaining friends, I was gaining followers, and I actually was one of the first few streamers who on Kumu to actually monetize through live streaming. Yeah, so I was one of the first who earned around 20,000 pesos in a span of an hour or two. So it's
1 hour, isang oras, 20,000 pesos?
Yes, well, it's possible on Kumu. So it's just live streaming and it's just being yourself, building that authentic connection that we were talking about earlier. And I was also winning contests in the app. But around April 2019, last year, I was offered a full-time job in the academe. So I was a school admin and a part-time teacher. So eventually my responsibilities in the school became a bit heavy. And so I decided to fully stop streaming until the school year ended. Fast forward to April 2020, I decided to leave my job in the academe, despite, of course, falling in love with it and despite it being financially rewarding. Days after that, I found myself running back to my first love, my first job, which is live streaming. And live streaming is also very rewarding because I'm earning while I'm doing what I love. That's what Sir Roland was talking about. And who would have thought that my decision to leave the academe would be one of the best decisions I made in my life because it led me to be part of Kumu's amazing team. I mean, it's such a blessing and a privilege to still do what I do as a live streamer and do what I love that's actually in line with my course, which is AV Communication.
Communication
Yeah.
arts.
Yes,
Question ko lang, Ina. So, unang-una, kasi iba't iba yung skill sets ninyo, di ba? Nung una, of course, Denize is, of course, performance. Ito naman, si Ashley naman is, you know, parang yung hosting niya, the very bubbly personality. So, ano naman yung parang niche mo naman dyan sa show? Because yours is more of a conversation. So, hindi ka rin kumakanta, hindi ka rin sumasayaw. Pero it's more of the content. Content mo, ganyan ba yan?
Well, I'm tagged as a music and lifestyle streamer. I also sing. But not as good as Denize, guys. Ibang level.
Konting kanta na. Anong kantang gusto niyo ikanta ngayon ni Ina? Pakisabi lang dyan sa chat box natin. Please let us know what song you want Ina to sing so we can bring it there. But then, Ina, please tell me a bit more. Ina, tell me a bit more of, you know, saan nanggagaling yung hugot mo? Let's say, for example, because there's so much content that you have to develop. What kind of effort do you have to put into doing all that?
Well, I think it's having the the core of streaming in me. What the core of live streaming is. As I've mentioned, I'm an advocate of live streaming. Who would have thought? Who would have thought is the phrase that I've been completing since I started my live streaming career or journey. I mean, who would have thought I'd be a live streamer in the first place? Who would have thought I'd fall in love with live streaming? Who would have thought I'd earn from what I'm doing? Who would have thought I'd travel local and abroad for free as a campaign contest winner on Kumu? That's possible. I was actually featured in a famous magazine. It's going back to the core of streaming, which is what I've mentioned earlier, the 3 Bs that you have to put in your heart and your mind. Be true to yourself, be at your very best, and build relationships and friendships with your co-streamers and your viewers. And everything else will follow,
Will
you know.
follow.
Yeah, like content-wise, because you have that connection. You know, if you want to spend time with someone, you want to make that time meaningful for them, and you want to connect with them. So you have to think of ways how to connect with them even more, you know. So opportunities and ideas just go running through your mind once you have that in you already, the core of streaming.
Okay.
Everything else will follow.
And then what are just in your head, best practices to start things off? Because you've been streaming for some time, so you keep on talking about how you have
Yeah.
that. Like for me, I'm a host, so in my head, alam ko na how to organize my thoughts as a host and to do it kaagad. I can talk almost spontaneously. Anong kailangan mong best practices sa utak mo, or how can you think about being a live streamer? What do you do? Kasi parang marathon yan, di ba? It's not, kasi sometimes when you host, it's like a sprint. Tatakbo ka dyan and then sasabihin mo
Right.
lahat. Pero as a live streamer, it's almost like what Casey Montero used to do when he was the DJ, di ba? You know, you have to pace yourself when you're out there. What are the best practices to be a good live streamer?
It's just really connecting. You have to connect with your viewers. That's your foundation. You have to connect with your viewers, and of course, be authentic. You'll find your way if you know yourself more. Like, you have to know what your fortes are, what your strengths are, your weaknesses are, and then maybe work on those weaknesses through live streaming. Like, you can gain confidence through live streaming. So just hit that go live button and be yourself. That's actually basically it. Just be yourself, and that's what we encourage on Kumu. Yeah.
Okay. Before everything else, sample naman dyan. Last na lang dito ang Ina, konting sample. Anong gusto mo i-sample dyan, Ina?
Sige, I'll sing a snippet of a song.
Sige.
This is Can't Help Falling in Love. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you?
Wow, thank you so much, Ina. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
You've really made the day of many people over here. And again, before everything else, you actually do teach talent development right now. So you teach people to
Yes.
be good streamers, right? Online, on Kumu, right?
Yes.
Well, what are just your top tips for them? And tell them again, top tips for people starting off. And maybe after that, we'll tell them how you should go online on Kumu right now.
All right. Again, what advice I could give to content creators who also want to earn from live streaming? Maybe 1, be true to yourself. 2, be at your very best. Always seek to provide the quality streams and quality content for your viewers. 3, build relationships and friendships with co-streamers and viewers. It should not only and primarily be about the money. What should keep you live streaming is the bond you have with the community, the gifts, the rewards it will follow, and just go live your life. as you are, and go live. Go live. Go stream. Go live stream.
Yung mga tao nahihiya pa, you just do it na lang, you learn on the process na lang. Ganyan ba yan? Some people, mag-live ka na lang, then matuto ka na lang habang nagla-live ka.
Yes po, actually, it's ako ganun po ko natuto eh. Ako I just went live. I clicked that button to go live, and then I gained my babies. I call them babies because I call myself their ina, like INNA ina.
Okay.
And from there, I jumped off to knowing, getting friends on the app, and then creating content for them. Like, okay, you can actually ask your viewers, oh, what do you want me to do? Maybe you can challenge me to do something. Yeah, it's endless possibilities, sir. Endless possibilities.
Wow, and finally, tell people again how to go on Kumu.
The app, Kumu app is for free, so you can go ahead and go to Huawei App Store, Google Play Store, and your Apple Store, and just search for Kumu and download the app. It's for free.
Thanks so much to Ina, to Denize, and to Ashley. Ashley,
Thank
ayaw mo
you.
talagang kumanta. Ibalik si Ashley dito. Ibalik si Ashley. Ibalik si Ashley.
Ashley.
Ashley, ikaw nang kumanta. Isang kanta. Sige, anong request nyo kay Ashley? Isang request kay Ashley. Pakisabi na ngayon. Ilabas nyo yung mga request nyo kay Ashley ngayon. Ano?
OMG. Meron po silang request na lagi ko po kinakanta sa stream ko, pero I'll try my
Sige.
best.
Kayanin mo yan, Ashley. Kayanin mo yan. Sige na. Ikaw na yung
Corbetta
queen.
PH. Sa lahat ng mga nandito. Every night I rush to my bed with hopes that maybe I'll get a chance to see you when close my eyes, I'm going out of my head. Lost in a fairy tale when you're holding my hand and be my guy. Clouds filled with stars cover your sky. Ayoko na po, okay na po yun.
Ayan, ang galing naman. Ash, thank you. Aba, sumabog yung aming Facebook comment space dyan sa'yo, Ash. Thank you so much. Bigay na bigay pa. Walang kakulangan dyan. Talagang bigay na bigay. Thank you so much, Ash. I love that
Para po
one.
sa inyo.
Thank you so much. And with that, can I just go back to Roland just for a few more words? Roland, if you can hear me right now, I'm not going to ask you to perform because there might not be enough coins to go around if you perform. But for you right now, Roland, what's the future that you're seeing for Kumu right now? What's the future you're seeing for Kumu, and how can we help more people come on the app as well, and just help people create jobs again? Give us the roadmap where we can help more people.
If you guys wanna-
There you go. You're fine now.
Okay. So one of the key things, that's exactly it, is job creation. So, one of our first investors with Liza Gokume, if you guys know Jesse Maxwell and Franco Verona, they helped create, or they were actually they founded Grab here in the Philippines. And when you look at Grab and even Uber, right, on one side, the more drivers, the more convenient it is to use Grab. And then the more people who use Grab, the more demand there is for drivers. So there's that relationship on how the app grows. So because it's very similar to us, we have a cross-site network that is, the more content creators we have, the more people who are passionate about something that they believe in, creates more demand for people willing to give virtual gifts and to create more income and those types of things. So right now the ecosystem is, we have about 140 people who live full-time. We have about 5,000 to 6,000 people who live part-time. And so for us, as we continue focusing on a plan with the help of ABS, with the help of Globe, with the help of all these, with Huawei, with all these other partners, it's really about, okay, the more people we bring to grow the community, the more jobs that we can create. And so for us, the immediate goal is to get us from 140 people to 1,000 full-time people, and then the 5,000 to 6,000 part-time people, right? We would 10x that, so closer to 50,000 to 60,000 people. And so as long as that is our North Star metric, that the more people, the more supporters, and the more creators, and the more creators creates more supporters, and we build a user experience that grows authentic community, that is something that we will continue to always focus on. And so I guess from a numbers perspective, if we grow to 1,000 full-time people, if we grow to 50,000 full-time or part-time people, that means the app would have to create tens of thousands of supporters and not just 4 million users, but we would have to be closer to 10 to 20 million users to create that ecosystem of people who support each other. And so we have that. And then also with the live stream e-commerce, it's not just singing and those types of things now. Like, for example, we talked about our partnership. If you want me to talk about that right now.
Sure, please.
What's so beautiful about my conversations with Mercato is creating food-inspired content where people, as an incubator, where we could actually find entrepreneurs to cook and those types of things, and figure out solutions where we could actually sell. Like, for example, look at Tout Le Jour Bakery. We're selling out of cakes when we actually sell Mother's Day cakes and things like that. Or, for example, with Food Panda, giving out 100,000 vouchers to help, feed families and frontliners who've been affected by COVID. I think whether it's through e-commerce or whether it's through virtual gifts, the key thing is to support 1,000 full-time people, to support 50,000 part-time people. We need millions of people to come together as a community through safety, through positivity, through acceptance within Kumu, and we're very excited about the future.
And we're very excited about the future of Kumu as well. How many do you expect to be on board for Kumu by the end of this year? I'm sure during the COVID, many people discovered Kumu during the ECQ. Did it grow during the ECQ? I have a feeling it did.
Yeah, absolutely. So, because, for example, I remember when you were reading the interview with Kathy Yang, when I was talking to her, we were at around 2 million users. So we doubled to 4 million users. And the amount of gifters and the supporters has grown 3 to 4x. Actually, I have a board meeting with Sir Lance, the brother of Liza, I think in a few days. And we're really happy to report to them and also to the rest of our investors that we're actually ahead of schedule with regards to us being a profitable company, which is something really rare to see for a startup during this very hard time. And so, if we continue to stay focused, we could make really big bets and really, I think we had made an announcement about our recent fundraise, and we're actually going to be raising a much larger amount so that we can go ahead and build this ecosystem that really supports thousands of creators who could actually live full time on this app, whether it's through creating and earning virtual gifts or whether it's through e-commerce.
That's fantastic. A lot of people were able to help, and then realizing, this is the Filipinos' love of social media, love of connecting, love of authenticity. And again, on behalf of Mercato Central, we look forward to actually working together with you guys, because my job is to help. My advocacy is to help support small and micro food entrepreneurs to hit their full potential, and hopefully they hit their full. We discover them, and we hit their full potential on Kumu. I think it's a really great partnership what you guys are doing. So many more people that you guys can help. Again, guys, thanks so much. And with that, I'd like to bring back James for a bit. James, I know that you've got a very special offer. Can you share your offer right now to the people, James?
Yay, what's going on? Comunizens community, the Mercato Academy, the practical learning support group here. I just want to say thank you for watching this awesome live stream with RJ and the awesome community team and our community talents. We do have a special offer today. For all you new Kumu users today, if you email community@kumu.ph, subject line Mercato and Kumu, and screenshot and attach your screenshot of use your profile to Kumu, we will give you some virtual coins. We will give you, I believe, 2,000 coins. And right now, I will put the mechanics in the comment box right here. Boom! Right there. So I put it right there. Follow me, James Ruhmor. Eula Claire Sola Prata Ponte. She just dropped it down there too. So please look for that special offer down in the comment box right there. Our Kumu citizens are helping us out in the comment box. It's always love in Kumu. Really appreciate it, RJ, for the love and support. And I cannot wait to see you all new Kumu users come to Kumu now.
Yeah, let's leave that over. Thanks so much, James. Let's leave the comment over there, please. If you can leave the comment over there of Eula and James, so people can keep on seeing the special offer that they have for Kumu. Can we put back the, let's just leave the comment over there so more people can appreciate that again. So the very special offer for Kumu today, download Kumu, screenshot your profile, email community@kumu.ph, subject Mercato X Kumu, attach screenshot, and receive 2,000 worth of coins as virtual gifts. Again, James and Roland, thanks so much for that gift. A lot of people are very happy, are going to be very, very happy about that one. Now moving on to Ige. Ige, just want to ask you, like, there's a lot of new programming coming up for in Kumu, and there are more opportunities to live stream, to do your passion online. Can you share a bit more about what's coming up for Kumu? And again, as we bring back Ige online, no? Just again, our special offer today lang, download Kumu, screenshot the profile, email community@kumu.ph, subject Mercato X Kumu, attach the screenshot, and receive 2,000 coins for virtual gifts. And with that, can we bring Ige back here on the camera to the front? And at the same time, we're just reminding everybody here right now that over here, no, what we're doing right now is there's going to be a special thing. Miguel, I've had a chance to work with you guys as well. I know we're going to be doing something very special for Mercato as well, right? Can you tell us a bit more about what we're doing with the Mercato community together with Kumu?
Okay, so as you very well know, there's this e-commerce feature where it's a two-step process from from buying to checkout. So we're gonna be doing some kind of an incubation program for Mercato, where especially for the new food entrepreneurs, right? You can start streaming your recipe. You can, be as creative as you can be. You can start cooking on your channel, and we will the recipe or the recipe will be shown on your stream, where people can actually just click it and buy your recipe, and it will automatically be picked up at your place and delivered to the person who bought, right? So Kumu has that feature for e-commerce. It's not solely for food. It can also be for any of your secondhand stuff or whatever. But definitely for Mercato, we'll be doing this kind of incubation. And I'm sure, there are a lot of creativity that can come around, because you're going to treat your stream as your own real estate, right? As your own show.
That's
So,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, so we our specialty in Mercatos, just like you're a talent development person for talents. What we're good at, we're talent development people for who want to be food entrepreneurs and help them grow their business. They can start with Kumu and grow their business outside, and Mercato online delivery can help fulfill the delivery of their goods. So if you wanted to grow your business, best place is on Kumu. But what are the other shows which they can also work on? Again, I know you're producing a lot more material where people can come on board. What are they?
Okay, so we have multiple game shows. We have a lot of programming shows that are ongoing right now, and especially when you start streaming now, and we find that you have a very strong potential with your talent. You can actually have your own show here in Kumu as well. Yeah, especially for the artists in our spotlight. We call it our spotlight channel, where it's gonna be a series of streamers showcasing their talent, whether it's going to be music, whether it's going to be dance, whether it's going
Again.
to spotlight.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. You pause for a moment from What else, Paul? You were saying?
Yeah. So the spotlight channel will be up on Kumu. It will be showcasing multiple talents. It will be showcasing people who are singing, who are cooking, who are doing different crafts. So it's a prime channel in Kumu that will continuously go on for hours and hours with different streamers. So I think there's one thing to look forward to in Kumu as well. And if you're a regular in Kumu, definitely you also have a chance to be part of it, be featured there. Yeah. So Spotlight Channel.
Yes. Thanks so much, Ige Joven, our Chief Revenue Officer of Kumu. Thanks to the Kumu team. And last words from our three Kumu lovelies over here, our Kumu ambassadors. Denize, what else would you like to share with everybody who wants to come on to Kumu right now?
Hello to everybody again. To all of you guys who want to join Kumu, please do download the app. And I swear, I really assure you guys, it'll be fun. And yeah, you have to try it. And if you do so, please don't forget to give me a follow, Denize Castillo on Kumu. And Also on my other socials at Castillo Denize. And I hope I can see you all guys there. Thank you so much, Sir RJ.
Thanks so much, Denize. And again, we'd like to remind them again, if you can put Eula's comment or James' comment, please, to the people backstage, leave the comment there on the screen so people can see it more often about Kumu's very special offer for today. And the next, of course, Ashley, what is your last few words for our guest here today, Ashley?
Yes, sa lahat ng mga nanonood, guys, please do download Kumu. Ito na yung best time nyo para mag-download at mag-earn ng money by using this app, by live streaming. Ayan, kasi ito talaga yung nagiging ko ngayon, financial support. So this is the best time, guys, na mga walang work, yung mga walang trabaho at walang ginagawa. Guys, live stream lang kayo, pakita nyo lang kung sino kayo, and that's it. Kung kailangan nyo ng help pag magmala-live stream kayo, nandito lang ako. And kita-kits tayo. Bye. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Ashley. Thanks so much. And finally, Ina, back to you, Ina. Any more words for the people in the community who want to join?
Just download the app, guys. Download the app now and go live. Everything else, if you have questions, just approach me. I'm a talent developer for a reason. So yeah, hit me up. Follow me on Kumu. It's at Ina Morata. Ayan po. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Again, thanks so much to everybody. And because this has been actually, this is not my show. This is Roland's show, and this is Kumu's show. Roland, I'd like to leave the last word to you. What would you want to share with people after listening to this whole show? If they're going to take away anything from listening here today, what would you want to tell the people out there? You're mute, Roland. You're mute. Sorry.
How do I get off of mute?
There you are. There you are. I can hear you now.
You know, one of the things, this is a once in a lifetime, once in a millennial type of thing. You know, it's crazy. The amount of boredom, the amount of loneliness that's occurring, the fact that we're all stuck inside. And, you know, I just really encourage anyone, especially when we're talking about authentic connections, is this is a time and a place for us to really come together as a family, to come together as a community. And if that allows you to earn an income or to really just kind of, you know, if you're tired of the social media noise, I really invite you to join the Kumu family and just for us to come together. You know, I always want to say positivity, safety, and acceptance. Those are the 3 core values of Kumu. And if that's something that really resonates with you and you're just stuck at home, we really invite you to join the community. And we're very grateful for this time and for this opportunity. And we're really looking forward. So for sure, just feel free to download Kumu, Google Play Store, Apple Play Store, Huawei Store, and come hang out with us.
Okay. And again, guys, thank you so much for this opportunity. Roland, James, Ige, Denize, Ashley, and Ina, it was truly a pleasure to be over there. Ina, I'm looking forward to the time that you will talent develop me to become a Kumu talent. Hopefully, even if I don't belong to the spectrum of the millennials and zillennials, may pag-asa pa ako dyan maging Kumu talent. And when we develop Mercato for Kumu, you guys will be there to help me out as well. Again, guys, thank you so much for the opportunity. It's been a great day. So many people have learned from you. Again, one last time, our special offer, Kumu special offer for today. Download Kumu right now. And then you take a screenshot profile, send an email to community@kumu.ph, subject matter, Mercato X Kumu. Attach your screenshot. Receive 2,000 coins for virtual gifts. Again, guys, thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is RJ Ledesma. Hope you enjoyed this session of Bounce Back for Business. Stay safe. Stay home, stay well. Guys, thank you so much. God bless.